Hi, Kinder Mathematicians! I'm so excited to solve some math story problems with you guys. But before we get to our math story problems, there's a very important character trait that we're going to need to lean on to be successful at solving word problems. Are you ready to hear what it is? Critical inquiry. Now, critical inquiry is when we think about our own thinking. And stopping to reflect and to think about our thinking helps us to become even better thinkers and better problem solvers because it makes us question, why do I think this way? And then we have to give reasons about why we think that way, and that helps us to be stronger thinkers, okay? So today, as we read and think about our story problems, I want you to pause and think, why do I think that? And could this help me solve other problems? Okay. Now remember, we always start with our learning target. So today our learning target is I can use strategies to help solve word problems. Stop. We're going to take a critical inquiry break so we can think about what this target really means. I can use strategies. Now strategies are kind of like tools that we use to help us. You have learned some tools to help you with word problems from Miss Geraldine, like how to draw a picture to show what is happening in the word problem. And today we're going to work on how to use the 10 frame to show the very same information. So those are the two strategies that we're going to use today. We're going to use those strategies to help solve. That word solve means that we're going to find an answer, that we're going to listen to a problem and we're going to try to figure it out. And the problems that we're going to listen to are our word problems. And remember, our word problems are our math stories. So we're going to listen to our math stories, we're going to figure out the problem, and we're going to use strategies like drawing pictures and using our 10 frame to find the answer. All right, let's get started. So the first thing I want to do is remember what my strategies are and what steps I need to take to solve our word problem. So over here in my box, I have the word strategies. Number 1, I see a little person kind of thinking. It says, think about the story. So after I read my story problem, I'm going to stop and I'm going to imagine in my head, kind of like a movie, what is happening in the story. And I'm going to decide, are we adding in my story or are we taking away in our story? The second thing I need to do is I need to find the numbers in my story problem. So I'll go back to my text and I'll look for the numbers that are in the story problem so I know what numbers that I'm adding together or what numbers I'm taking away, okay? Number 3, this is when I use the strategy that you guys have been using with Miss Geraldine. I draw a picture. I'm going to use this box right here to draw my picture just like you guys have been drawing, and today I'm going to teach you how to use the 10 frame to draw a picture to help you solve the problem too. That way you have 2 different ways to draw a picture to help you solve your problem. And finally, I write my equation. Now remember, our equation is our number sentence. That's what we read at the end to figure out what our answer is, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my story and I'm going to read my story problem. And what's really great about this story is that these are words that I can tap out, or words that are sight words that I already know how to read. So when you get to your story problem, I want you to stop and I want you to see, can you read it all by yourself? So this first word right here is one that Miss Donnie has been working on with us. There. There is 2 frogs. Frogs. There is 2 frogs on a log. 4 more frogs jump on the log. How many frogs in all? So remember, I'm going to stop and I'm going to think about the story. So in my mind, I'm going to play the little movie. There's 2 little frogs on the log and then 4 more frogs jump on the log. Okay. Then I'm going to decide, am I putting together or am I taking away? Well, if there's 2 frogs already on the log and more frogs jump on, that makes me think that I'm putting it together. So I think this is going to be an adding story problem. Friends, did you just see what I did? I used critical inquiry. I stopped and I thought about my thinking. Why did I think it was going to be an addition problem? Because I played the picture in my head and I noticed the numbers were coming together, right? All right, the next thing I need to do is I need to find the numbers in my story problem. Well, I remember it said there were 2 frogs on a log. So I'm going to circle that 2 so that I remember there were 2 frogs on the log. Oh, 4 more frogs jumped on the log. I'm going to circle 4 because 4 more came on the log. Any other numbers? Nope. So my 2 numbers are 2 and 4. Then I'm going to draw my picture. So I'm going to get my brown and I'm going to draw my log first. So here is my log. And it's kind of a circle log. And it has kind of like the wood marks on it. And I remember in the beginning of the story, what happened? Oh, there were 2 frogs on a log. So I'm going to draw my frogs, and I'm going to do my very best work to draw this, okay? 2 frogs. 2 frogs on the log. And then what happened? Let's read and find out. There's 2 frogs on a log. 4 more frogs jumped on the log. So I'm actually going to pause, and I'm going to put a plus sign. That helps me remember that these 2 were already there. And these ones I'm putting together with it. I'm adding them on, okay? Adding on 4 more. All right, so now I have my picture, and I can look at my picture to help me solve the problems. I see 2 and 4. When I count them all together, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I know I have 6 frogs on the log, but let me show you how to do it in the tin frame. Now, we've already kind of practiced this. All you'll need is 2 different colors, okay? So how many frogs did we start off with first? You're right, 2. So I'm going to put 1, 2. Then I'm going to change my color. 4 more jumped on, so I know I'm adding 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I can see really easily on my tin frame, there's 5, 6. I have 6 frogs all together. So I drew my 2 pictures. Now the only thing left for me to do is to write my equation. How many frogs were on the log first? Let's go back. You're right. 2 frogs were on the log first. Did we add more or did we take away some of those frogs? Yeah, we added more. And if I stop and I think about my thinking, to show that we're adding more, I know I need the plus sign. So I'm going to draw the plus sign. How many more frogs did we add? 4 more frogs. You got it. And we see with both of our pictures, how many frogs did we have in all? At the very end, all together. 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We had 6. So if I read my equation or my number sentence, I know 2 plus 4 equals 6. So remember, in this story problem are sight words that you already know how to read and words that you can sound out. Now, your story problem is not about frogs on a log. Let's read and see what your story problem is about. Do you remember this word? There is 4-ish fish. There is 4 fish in the... Oh, I'm looking at this word. I see the magic E. So that means the A is going to say lake. Lake. There is 4 fish in the lake. 5 more fish swim in the lake. How many fish in all? All right, crew, your turn. Go back to your strategies. Think about the story. Are we adding together or taking away? Find your numbers, circle them, and draw your pictures. Can't wait to see all your work. Happy counting, friends.